Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again. Another reaction for you guys. Take a score check to the journey of Transformers Prime. This is season 2, episode 22. I believe it's 22. Anyways, I'm excited to get into the episode. Last week's episode, wow. I was not expecting how far Megatron was going to go, and even Optimus Prime's response, seeing him with a Prime's hand that he severed and put onto himself so he could wield that hammer to create what he calls the Dark Star Saber. I was like, okay, I shouldn't be surprised, but Megatron went, I think, a little too far, I think, but he doesn't really care. He doesn't really, care at the end of the day. He destroys the Star Saber. Now, some of you guys were commenting, and I understand, because I was saying, this is not going to last long in terms of the Star Saber, because how powerful that weapon is. There's no way this is going to stick around. Well, it's getting destroyed by the blood of Unicron that was infused within the Dark Star Saber that Megatron made. I wasn't expecting it to be destroyed that soon, the Star Saber. I was thinking when I said that, like, it's not going to stick around much. It's going to get destroyed probably in the finale of this season, season 2, or the episode before the finale. I wasn't expecting it to see it destroyed this fast. But then again, it makes for more compelling narrative, right? The Star Saber is now gone. There's, I think, 3 more relics or something, or there's still more things to be found. Optimus just goes right back to the mission of trying to find these locations. Even though deep down, he is, like, beyond pissed and frustrated and worried. But he has to find these keys, like, where the Omega keys. He has to find them. So his focus, and I like the fact that, yes, we understand that he is very upset and frustrated and all that, but he is back on the mission. Smokescreen, I didn't think for a second he was actually dead. And the way they revealed it, I was like, okay, interesting. I should have known that he had the phaser, but it just didn't click. And I'm like, oh, okay, he slammed the thing, like, well, he disappeared. I'm like, wait, he's dead? It didn't click that that's exactly what happened in the moment. But anyways, I'm excited to dive into the episode to see what they show us here, guys. So without further ado, let's see what happens. Who knows? We're getting closer and closer to the finale here of this season, so I'm expecting more crazy build-up and all this crazy nonsense. After what we just saw last week, I'm expecting more of that here. So you guys, let's jump to now. Let's go.
Optimus will be more determined than ever to discover the locations of the remaining Iacon entries before we can.
I see you have decoded the next set of coordinates.
Way to step things up, Soundwave.
I thought for a second I thought he was saying something. No, it's him.
I remain unconvinced that you are the best choice for the task, since you failed to secure the phase shifter.
I lacked the proper tools.
I'm gonna be a great warrior someday.
I bet you are.
Well, train hard and gain some wisdom along the way, and
1 minute I'm on security detail at Iacon.
And now
next
you're
I wake
here.
up on the other side of the galaxy to find myself under Optimus's command. I've come a long way, and this is one opportunity I don't plan on messing up.
Autobots,
I mean, me and Bulkhead.
the 2 of you will remain here. In the event I am able to decode a subsequent database entry before the others return.
we call it a pit stop. We'll get back in the race.
Well, well.
It's just out in the open. Exactly, it's a
The
trap.
Autobots I wanted to see.
Oh. This is fucked up.
I can't hear you.
This is bad. But that's not affecting him. Of course that's gone. Yep.
Perhaps it is a decoy the Autobots allow you to seize.
No.
As a means of sabotage. Keep your vanity in check, Doctor.
Haven't I proven myself?
I'm sorry, Optimus. Knockout was there,
It was
waiting for
crazy.
us.
While our quest to restore our planet may have reached a stalemate, securing the remaining keys is still the most prudent course of action.
I just want us to be firing on all cylinders.
I
now
bet.
that the Star Saber's gone.
Arcee and Bumblebee are no slouches, and Optimus managed just fine for eons without the big sword.
And I'm ready to make up for lost time.
When Optimus says you're ready, you gotta be in this for the long haul.
Exactly. You can't just jump in.
Slow and steady.
What is he doing?
An entire chunk of red energon. And this is all I get? Decepticon movement.
Always tracking them, I
Speed is
bet.
hardly a suitable replacement.
The next coordinates are ready.
They're just finding them pretty
There remains
fast.
one set left to decode.
Make sure you keep an eye on Destiny's Child, okay?
Yes.
Stay focused.
Exactly. Don't just run away.
I mean it.
Me too.
One of the last sounds that you will
Yep.
ever hear. Dreadwing.
What is that? Oh. Holy shit. Get out.
We gotta get out of here.
Oh, he wasn't kidding. Holy shit. I knew they'd be fine, but Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Smoke, I'll handle Dreadwing. Go get the relic. You love doing your dirty work from a distance, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Too bad you don't have the ball bearings to fight up close and personal.
Oh, I love the slow-mo. That's good. Exactly. Oh. Wow. I'm loving the slow-mo use in this fight. It's really good. Kicking ass. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
He moved it. Ooh. Dude. That was
Smoke,
crazy.
I'm on my way.
Who is that?
Destiny.
Who is that?
What happened?
You got knocked out,
That's what I
dude.
want to know.
Something hit me from behind.
Dreadwing must have had backup.
The promise of a new Cybertron.
Oh, it was him. I should
In the palm of
Okay.
my hand.
It should have clicked that it was Starscream.
A couple of victories aren't gonna make you a legend. And not every mission results in success. We've gained relics and we've lost some.
Yes.
We've also lost friends.
100%.
We've even lost a world. We have a chance to bring back Cybertron. And everyone in this room needs to be in sync. This isn't about you or your destiny. He needs to hear this.
He does.
You might
100%.
actually become a great warrior one day. But greatness begins and ends with putting the team first, not your personal scorecard. Stop trying to be a hero and start being an Autobot.
Maybe I'm just not good enough.
He's leaving. God damn it.
Smokescreen is young, Bulkhead, and
He's
has
learning
much
on his
to
own.
learn.
Yes.
But right now, he needs to clear his thoughts.
I trust that you have been making progress.
It's still weird that he has the other arm.
Of their base.
The final entry has been decoded.
He's been finding a lot. He's just like really good at this shit.
Has it? The coordinates are forming an image.
Smokescreen?
Huh?
Prime's latest recruit.
Maybe he knows where the key is.
You never
No.
bothered to mention it?
That's a crazy reveal that he's the final relic. And, yeah.
You picked the wrong day to mess with me, Khan.
Shit. They're here. Okay, okay. Oh. And there you guys have it. That was a crazy reveal that Smokescreen is actually the final relic or the final piece in all of this. But I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, maybe not so much, but just thinking like, okay, he shows up and all of a sudden the Star Saber, like all these things start to come about and everything. And the fact that he was kind of like handpicked or whatever to be a part of like the library or whatever, or like the collection of things, like his whole job on Cybertron, right? Like there's probably a reason why, and now it's starting to kind of make sense. And of course, this is the episode where things come to a head in terms of him and the rest of the team of the Autobots. The speech that RC gave him before he decided, well, maybe I'm too good, or maybe I'm not good enough, or I forget exactly what he said, but he left in a hurry because he was really frustrated and angry. Because he feels like he's letting down the team. He's letting down Prime, and he wants to do better. He just feels like he's failing. I think RC's approach, even though Optimus said, you can stop now, I like that RC pushed. Because he needed to hear it. Because in his mind, I need to be this hero. And we had a couple of wins. We did this. We did this. I failed. And it didn't click that the thing that hit him was Starscream running at super speed. And because you couldn't really, you can't actually see what it is. It's just like a blur, some sort of like blur that's flying through, or running through in this case. So it didn't click that it was Starscream. but it makes sense. But he has one of the keys now. But see, the Autobots think it's, the Decepticons. They have that key. No, now Starscream has a key. They have a key, and then now they have Smokescreen and some other keys. Not Megatron, the Decepticons. So the keys are spread out. So something's gonna happen in terms of the tides are gonna shift or something. It's getting crazy, but a lot of moving pieces on that front. RC's speech, though, back to that point. Sorry, I'm getting kind of sidetracked here. Sorry, it happens at times. Been a day. Sorry, her telling him it's not about the wins. It's not about being a hero. It's about being a part of this team, helping out the team, and doing what needs to be done. It's not about a few wins and you're going to be this hero and all this stuff. Stop trying to act like a hero. Stop trying to be one and be an Autobot. Be on this team. And he needs to hear it, even though he's not really believing it, or he's just frustrated and he's acting like a little kid. Like, no, I was that way. I've been told things like that frustrated me, angered me. But then over time I learned, you know what? They're actually correct. They're actually right. But I didn't want to believe it at the time. Like, no, it makes sense. So he's being taught a lesson that he doesn't want to hear because he wants to be the best for Prime because he looks up to him. It's not about that, man. He doesn't know that. So he needs to be told that because he's not been in this war. As Bulkhead stated, you've been in stasis. We've been fighting this whole time. You've been in, and then his response, instead of going, you know what, you're right, Bulkhead. His response is, I want to make up for lost time. I know. That's why I want to do this. That's why I want to push myself. That's not the point. Because, see, he got to win, right? He got to win because they were able to get, Optimus out there. Even though the Starsaber was destroyed in the last episode, he was able to trick being dead and all that, and they had a win. Even though the Starsaber's gone, they had a win at the end of the day because they got the key. But then, he's pushing himself even more so, and he almost had it. The Starscream, of course, had to infiltrate and do something. I also like, too, how you had them all finding the coordinates at the same time, basically. Like, just the timing of it was just freaking hilarious. And the fact that Soundwave doesn't speak, I've been noticing this a little bit, but I even noticed it even more so in this episode. I'm not sure why dialogue-wise, but since Soundwave doesn't speak, you had Megatron saying things. Oh, great! You've decoded another relic. You've decoded another, icon. What? You've decoded more things. He specifically has to address the most obvious thing that's being shown on screen because he can't say it himself. Soundwave won't say it, so they have to have Megatron say it. And then also at times you have is it Breakout or whatever, the other villain who that pulse cannon was insane. Like that whole sequence between him and RC and Bumblebee, that was crazy to see that weapon being used. It was so cool, but deadly as hell. But even he was mentioning some things because Soundwave can't say it. So other characters have to say it for him. So I just found it funny because I've noticed that they do that at points, but I noticed it really specifically like being used a lot here because he's always at the computer, and then Megatron has to say exactly what's happening. And I understand part of the reason, even though a good chunk of it is because that Soundwave doesn't speak, so there's no dialogue, so they have to have Megatron say it. But also, too, this show is for anybody to watch if you're a fan of Transformers, because I think if you're a Transformers fan as an adult, you're going to love this show. I love the show. This show is great. But this show was made primarily for a younger audience, so you want to make sure they're understanding every step of the process. Even sometimes the storylines and things they're showing is dark and can seem a little convoluted in terms of like, maybe that's not the right word, just a lot going on, like they're really advanced storytelling at points. They want to make sure everybody's hopefully on the same page or at least understanding what's happening. So with Megatron saying, hey, you decoded another code. Okay, we understand, even though it was happening at so much in this episode, it's got to be stated, and that's why at points they repeat things, because they want to make sure the younger audience who is watching and hopefully getting into Transformers because of the show understands what's happening. I've always understood this. I'm just saying I noticed it more specifically. There was a lot of like making sure everybody's on the same page of what's happening here. It's just a lot of moving pieces at once. And I also noticed too, I don't know if it was, I think last episode also didn't have any of the kids in the episode last week. I think, if I remember correctly, we've gone a bit without any of the kids. Like, we're having episodes now where we may mention them, but we don't see. No, yeah, last week's episode didn't have them at all. We've had 2 episodes in a row now with no human characters. We've mentioned some. There's a mention or something or a reference, but they're not here at all. Which, once again, sound like a broken record of points. It does prove that we don't need the kid characters in the show. We don't need the humans. I understand it grounds the show a little bit, and it gives them the connection to the human population in terms of like their care for these human characters. I understand it builds that connection because now they're protecting Earth more so because they have a more deeper connection to population of Earth in terms of like humanity being a part of these kids' lives. So I get that. I understand that. Also, it helps because we have a younger audience of kids like, "Ooh, I wish I was Miko. Ooh, I wish I was Jack. Oh, I wish I was Raph," because they could see themselves in those kids. I understand why they're there. I'm saying you didn't need them in the show, but it's fine. I've grown used to it. It's whatever. So overall, yes, this episode was crazy. Wasn't expecting the reveal of Smokescreen being one of the pieces of the puzzle, if you will, involving this whole storyline, but it does add to some more interesting storytelling, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, overall crazy episode, some crazy action. Loved also the slow-mo between Dreadwing and Bulkhead. Probably one of the better fight scenes I've seen from the show, so it was really well done. Kick ass, taking names, hell yeah. I love the fact that they were doing that some slow-mo shit. That was so cool. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.